Hey guys, Anthony Michael here, Texas Chainsaw Restorations. I know it's late, but that's kind of how it's been for me lately. My day job, my work schedule's been kind of nuts, so I haven't even really been able to get to do anything until around this time of night anyway. But I enjoy doing this. This is a customer saw. I did just do an unboxing on this saw a few days ago to kind of show you. This saw belongs to my buddy Jim. He bought this and reached out to me and wants me to restore this into a very accurate Leatherface replica. I just finished one a little while ago and sent it out. Cool thing about this saw here, I think I did mention this during the unboxing video, but this saw here was actually owned by, at one point, it was owned by Bodie over at Empire Workshop. He makes a lot of really cool chainsaw videos. He's a big chainsaw fanatic. He builds them and repairs them, races them even. He's really cool, and I enjoy his channel a lot. But he actually made a video about the 245A, and this is the saw that was featured in that video. Also, he did a nice little cutting video with it too, so I could kind of hear how it sounds and see that it runs. So it's a good saw, but this is the same saw. The only difference is it looks like it's got a different handlebar on it and a different muffler. But yeah, this is Bodie's old saw from Empire Workshop. Really cool. So I figured I'd live stream us taking it apart, because we are going to restore this. So we're going to dig into it. We're going to take the entire thing apart and rebuild the carburetor. Maybe we'll get to do that tonight. We'll see. I'm not gonna stay on here too long. But I figured, what the hell? Let's get her nice and ready. Now this thing's got a lot of cosmetic work that needs to be done to it. There's going to be a lot of sandblasting going on here. For one, just you can see the corrosion here. We're going to get all that, take this off with the heat gun and all that, sand out all the weird spots. Hey Nick, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing well. Thank you for watching. But yeah, you guys can definitely see, if you go watch Empire Workshop's video. I like the video he did where he was talking about the 245 and 306A and which saw was used in the film. That video's actually got 20,000 views. But this is that saw in that video. Really cool. Let's take that off. Let's pop off the muffler. Oh, you know what? Also, guys, I gotta make sure that I have a little container for the hardware. I did. That's okay. For now, we'll put it in here. We're gonna put it in this tray. What else is in here? Let's take off the muffler. We're also going to repair this as well. As you can see, there's some washers are on there to kind of doctor up the holes that are all wallowed out, which is typical for these mufflers. They are tin, but we're going to repair that and we'll make it look nice. Put the muffler over here. Check that out, y'all. Look how nice and shiny that piston is in there. That sucker's clean, man. And the saw's got good compression too. It's got plenty of compression. And it runs well. I mean, I've seen it in the video. I'm not 1,000% sure what all Bodie did to this, or and that video, of course, was about 4 years ago, so I'm not even sure if this has had several owners since Bodie's had it. It could have. I'm not sure if Jim bought it directly from him, or if he bought it from somebody who bought it from Bodie. I don't know, but if there has been any serious work that's been done to it, I will spot it, I'm sure. Like I could see the fuel line's been replaced. Saw that in the last one, in this cotter pin. We're gonna take that out too. We're just taking it apart, man. That's what we're doing. Just for now. And I've got a pretty busy day tomorrow. My youngest daughter is turning 9, so we're gonna be, having a bunch of birthday festivities, trampoline park and all that, and then the mall. So I figured if I was going to get into some of this, I should probably do it tonight, at least some of it. And I can also shorten up this cotter pin too, to make it a little easier to fit inside. Pull this out. Choke lever's in good shape. Pop the oiler lever off the button. Just kind of grab it and twist it. Pop right off. Now I don't think this has gas in it. Just like a tiny drop of gas, nothing serious. Let's crack the top off. I do believe that, I don't know, I could be wrong. I think that Bodie did put some kind of sealant on the gas tank. I don't think it might not have been this saw, it might have been the 306A, I'm not sure. So far, I can't see any sealant, but we're about to find out. But this does have to come off for restoration. And that's how you get them off. So let's see, is there any sealant? Sure feels like it. Yep, now I can see some. Oh yeah. And there's a gasket in there as well. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe we can... It'll be a pain in the ass to clear all that out, but I guess I will. As long as it seals up and it doesn't leak, the rest doesn't matter. So there's the gas tank cover. For you new viewers. Okay, now I like to keep the handlebar on for this part, and I'll show you why. Yeah, this fuel line's still nice and pliable. It's got a nice filter. That's good. Let's see. I do want to get that tiny bit of gas out of there though, so it doesn't spill on the table. Just get a cloth down in there. A paper towel. It's just a little bit. But when I tilt the saw over to take the recoil off, I don't want to spill this. And I like to smoke cigarettes while I work. So here we go. Now she's bone dry. Let's screw it. Let's take off the carburetor now. This I'll actually be able to reuse, man. So here's the thing, y'all. If you've got new fuel lines in here, like these are definitely new. This is not original fuel lines. They're still pliable. They're not dry rotted. You don't have to, if you can reuse it, reuse it, If it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. You know what I mean? So this is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this. We will reuse this. There's no reason at all to take this one out, because we're not going to be inside of here whatsoever. There's no corrosion in there that needs to be cleaned out. No holes. Sometimes there's a hole right here in a lot of the gas tanks, and it's from people using a drill to put this fan cover on, and they like screw it in so damn hard that it actually bust through the casting here. And then they're like, well, I don't know why my saw is like leaking from this side. Something's super wrong with it. It's like, yeah, because you're jamming a screw through the magnesium casting. So, but yeah, that gas tank's super clean. I mean, look at that. Super clean. It's a good saw. Okay, now we're going to, excuse me, we're going to take out the idle adjusting screw. You can feel the spring is probably a little gunked up, which makes the threads a little gunky too. It just happens. They're old, y'all. These things are antiques. Let's take that out now. Check and see if the spring is still in there. It is. Do a little surgery. Can't get in there with those. Get out. There it is. There's your spring. We can keep that together. Just like that. Alright. Now we can work on taking the carburetor out. Before I do that, see that screw down there? We're going to take that out first. So that way we have room. People are like, oh man, you need to get a new drill. You know what? I love my old ass Porter Cable drill, man. This thing's had my back for so long, and no matter what I do to it, I can't kill the damn thing. It just keeps going. It's such a good drill. I love it. I know it's old, but I don't care. All the stuff I like is old. I got a really good, I got like a brand new friggin' DeWalt impact gun over here, but I don't really need it right now. Now, if something happens to this, then I'll break that out. But for now, I'm gonna go with the old school stuff. I'm gonna need a 5/16, and I also like to use an 8mm, just because I can get a tiny bit, I can get a little bit tighter of a bite on this screw down here with it. I feel like this one we can take the 5/16 socket and crack that loose. We're gonna replace all this. Take that out. Now, let's see if I can break this loose with the 5/16. Okay, sometimes you can't because it's 8mm. Get a bite on it. Boom. See? That's why I like the 8mm for this. Now, I've seen people take out carburetors on these saws by like digging in this tiny little area right here. You got this little space to work with to be trying to take out those long mounting screws. That is such a nightmare. I don't know why you would do that. Just go right here. I know this spot's a little tight, but that's the only way to do it, y'all. And then you can take them out to replace the reeds or whatever you got to do. But take it from me, this is the way to go. From the very back side of the carburetor, you know, people ask me like, don't you get tired of working on the same model? The answer is no. Not at all, man. Not at all. And the reason for that is I'm always learning something else about these saws, it seems like, and I'm always discovering new issues with them, you know. So no, I do not. And then also, like, you know, just the other night, 2 nights ago, when it was time to go to bed, you know what I turned on? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. Like, I never get tired of that movie. I never get tired of hearing that saw and seeing it. It's had a long-lasting impact on me. So, no way am I tired of working on the same saw. Especially when there's so much more to do with them. You know, so much more to learn. Okay, let's get the carburetor out, but first we're going to push the reed block inside of the intake, just like that. Boom, there's your carburetor. Seems pretty clean. This is definitely not a replacement gasket. Let's check the reeds out. Ooh. Reeds are a little dirty and they're all like wide open. Yeah, that's rough. Look at that. I'll check that out. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that on camera, but if you look through, let me see if you can see it. Oh yeah, you see how you can see light coming through there? You can see right through it. That's no good. You want these reeds to be closed. So we're gonna fix that. We'll flip the reeds over. We'll clean the reed block out. I have a hard time believing that if Bodie went inside of this saw and he saw that, he would have left it like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that he did not go inside of this saw. This is an original intake gasket here. It's in one piece, but it's a little hard. So I'll replace this. I mean, you could reuse it, but we're restoring it, so we're going to replace that. I have good material to make a new one with. And, you know what? I know we're going to do this in a minute, but just really quick because I'm eager to see what the inside of this carb looks like. Damn that thing. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll wait. Because I'm going to have to crack that loose with a drill, it feels like. Let's finish moving on here. Let's take the boot wire off of the spark plug. Take the spark plug out. That's all you need. Just crack it loose. And we did check this for spark already when we did the unboxing. It's got plenty of spark, actually. So it's good. Alright, now we can take off the rear handle brace as well. Side, take this off. Rear handle brace. Now we can take off the toggle switch, at least the cover that holds it on. Toggle switch cover here. Okay. Now, let's see. Take off the fan cover. Now there's a reason I'm keeping the handlebar on, and you'll see that in a second. Looks pretty clean. It's got some wood chips on it. I will bet though the last time this was cut with was when Bodie used it in his video. I can almost guarantee that. And what's funny actually, that really long, stringy, pulpy wood that he was cutting in the video, there's actually still some of it in here. So 4 years later, that's pretty damn cool. Maybe at one point this was cleaned. I can kind of see some scrape marks where they were cleaning it. Maybe Bodie did, I don't know. But anyhow, let's remove the cylinder cover here so we can take off the coil nice and easily. Take out the small screws here. One down the side of here. See, I like the earlier versions, you know, and this version still has it where the where there's no divider right here, so you can get to that screw in there super easy. But the later models, they actually have this divider here that separates this area from that little screw, and it's such a pain in the ass to get in there with like pliers to get that screw out on the later models. It gets on my nerves. Then we pull out this handle brace, or the handle piece. It's nice and clean. A lot of times there's spiders that like to live inside of these things, but I scrub these clean and stick a bottle cleaner brush through here, clean all that out. But this is prime real estate right here for spiders, always inside of this handle. As soon as I pull that rubber piece out, man, I always find spider webs. Alright, let's crack this cylinder cover off. Unscrew this and it'll just drop. Dirt inside the threads here. The slot. There you go, cylinder cover. Dude, this saw is relatively clean. I'm here to tell you, it's actually not too bad. Like at all. I can't tell you how many of these saws I've opened and I've taken this off and it's just like caked in dirt, and the cylinder is covered in so much dirt you can't even see the damn thing. This is actually pretty clean. Check that, the coil wire's like stuck to the cylinder fins. It was a nice fit. Nice. Alright, now let's pop off this coil. Okay, so somebody definitely replaced the coil, possibly, or maybe even replaced maybe just the hardware, because that is 1000% not the original hardware for these coils. It looks like it's been replaced, so maybe it's got a new coil in it. At some point, somebody replaced the coil, because I don't see a reason to just replace replacing the hardware on the coil doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So there's a good chance that they bought a replacement coil and maybe need a new hardware. But it seems to be the right diameter. Yeah, it's a good replacement. Long one and a short one. And then you get this little piece here. It's like a little sleeve that covers the screw that goes into the side of the cylinder. We'll save this and clean that as well. Now this coil should pop off. Well, it's connected to the magnet, so hang on. There you go. Now there's your solid state coil on your later model 245 or 306A. As you can see, there is no points or condenser connected to it. There is a spot for a condenser right here. You know, they didn't change that part of the casting. But yeah, that's what your it's just a Felon ignition coil, solid state ignition coil. This came standard on the 245 and 306A from 74 up until they were discontinued in 1980. Now another cool thing, you can convert a points and condenser saw into a solid state saw. So like if you have a points and condenser saw and the coil goes bad and you have one of these as a replacement, you can put that on here, but you have to make sure that you have the right flywheel for it to work, or it's gonna like misfire and it's not gonna work too well. But yeah, but if you have a solid state saw and the coil goes bad, you can't replace that with a pointed condenser coil. And I'm going to show you why in a second. Because the crankshaft is tapered for the pointed. And I'll show you what I mean once I get this flywheel off. Here's the little reason why I keep the handlebar on. Because we're going to use the handlebar as leverage to loosen the flywheel nut. I like to put this right here. Hold that in place. And then crack this loose. Sometimes it needs a little encouragement. Start here. Let's get some better leverage. Trying to keep it within the frame of the camera so y'all can see what I'm doing. Come on, baby. Go. Sometimes these fuckers don't want to come off. Let's do this. Let's clean some of that gunk off. And then we're going to hit it with some Magic WD-40, y'all. This shit's like magic. You are coming off, friend. I don't know what your friends have told me about me or told you about me, but I'm nice to y'all. Don't be scared. As you can see, some of these are a lot harder to take off than others. There we go. Sometimes all it takes is a little encouragement. Alright, now we can get it the rest of the way off. A few chemicals. And a little smack around. Just smack it around a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to pry off the flywheel. Judging by how tight that was, I'm sure this is going to be not much different. Stuff that under here. Give it a smack once it's in a good spot. Don't want it to fall out. Also, guys, you saw how I was like using this as leverage, you know? Hang on, let me see what I just did. Okay, so you know how I was like using this as leverage up against the handlebar? Always use either the magnet side here or this side here, because if you just put it up against like one of these fins, these break off so easy. Like they bust off like nothing. Like if I wanted to, I could take these pliers and twist and these will bust off. So if you're gonna do that little trick to take off the flywheel nut like I just showed you, make sure it's here like that, because you're not going to break that. It's solid, you know. Just a little tip, that's all. Try to get onto the magnet side. Sometimes I can fit it under here and just twist just like that. Okay, so yeah, here's your flywheel, starter pawls. This is what grabs around the crankshaft. Alright, now there's that little moon key in here. We gotta make sure we take that out and we don't lose it. So let's turn back, turn back. There we go. Sometimes you can just pull it out with pliers. Actually, really quick, now I'm going to take the handlebar off because I don't want it in my way. But that's the only reason I keep it on for that part, just so we can use it as leverage. Let's take the long bolt out. Go. Handlebar. Okay, now to get this out, sometimes you just give it a little tap like this with your screwdriver. Slowly tap this. Be prepared sometimes for it to fly out. You know, you don't want to lose it, so just be prepared for that. Also, a little WD-40 behind it won't hurt. May help get it out a little easier. So they don't always fly out. See how just, you know, you be gentle about it and it'll fall out. There it is. That's how small it is, y'all. And I'm here to tell you, if you lose this, your ass is in trouble. Because trying to find one of these as a replacement on eBay, I'm sure if you have an IPL for this saw, I'm sure you could search by part number on eBay and probably find one easier, but they are hard to find. I'm telling you now, there's not many of them. And I mean, maybe you could fasten one on your own, but I don't advise that. Yeah, don't lose this. I've shown this in other videos. Good way to keep track of it. I put it right here on the magnet of the flywheel. I mean, and it's not going to go anywhere. I don't care what you do. You can shake it, you can drop it. It's not coming off. So, okay, now we can just take this whole recoil out. He is sending me a replacement pull handle for this. As you can see, this part has it dry rotted away and broke off, which is typical for these, you know, for some of them. Not uncommon at all. We're just going to cut it off. Pop the insert out. Some scissors. Snip it off. A little snip job. And let her rip. There you go. That's done for. Break this off. I'm not going to open this recoil yet. I mean, there's no reason to until I go ahead and like scrub it all out and clean it. Then I take it all out, take the spring out, take the disc out, make sure there's no dirt in there, no gunk. It's gonna look brand new when it's over with. I wish that, you know what, I may do that for another video on the next full restoration that I do. I know that you'll see the saw, you'll see the outside of it, and you can see that it looks nice and clean and all that, but for all you guys know, the inside could still be covered in dirt. But I can assure you that it is not. There is not a speck of dirt inside of these saws when I am done restoring them. Because obviously, you know, you can't paint something that's dirty. You can't paint over dirt. Alright, so this is interesting here. This tells me that this saw... What the hell is going on here? This is weird. This sure is weird. So what I'm seeing here is it still has a, it's got a condenser, points gasket here, even though it had a solid state coil. And this is 1000% a solid state saw. And I can tell you that because if you look at the crankshaft, it's one piece. There's no taper down here. If it was a points coil, there'd be a taper here for the points to go around the crankshaft. But there's, yeah, that's interesting. And most of these solid state versions of this saw do not have these on them. I don't know, that's weird. That's interesting. So maybe something did happen at one point, who knows. But I did check. I know for a fact that the coil it has works, has spark. So I'm not really concerned with that. I guess I can put this back on it. I mean, it's not really serving any purpose. But yeah, just to keep it complete, we'll clean it. Alright, now we are going to take the top of the saw off. Oh, you know what, really quick, let's take this off too, because we're going to replace that tensioner screw. It's all bent up and shit. We don't want that. I'm going to replace that for him. That doesn't look like it's original either. It should be 3/8 though. Let's see. It is. Almost. Come on, you're almost there. There you go. We'll reuse this though. That lock nut and the actual tensioner itself right here. I'll reuse that. It's the screw that needs to be replaced. Yeah, this looks actually like it's a replacement part. Looks good. Right here. Yeah, that's definitely a replacement tensioner. Maybe it's too big. Maybe that could be it. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, this part, these two pieces are definitely still usable. They're replacements, but we will use them. Here's the tensioner screw itself, which is original. But you can see that it's like, it's U-shaped. It's no good. You don't want that. And that is also dangerous for your oil tank too, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is something that you don't really expect to happen, but it absolutely will if you're not careful of it. If your tensioner screw is bent up like this, you know, and you're forcing it and using a drill and shit to tighten it, a lot of times what'll happen is it doesn't really have anywhere else to move to, and you can actually fracture the inside of the casting in here and cause a bad leak in your oil tank. The crack can form right in here, right inside of here, and it's from these things bending and, you know, whipping this around, and it'll, I'm telling you right now, it'll crack that casting. So be mindful of that. This is nothing. At Ace Hardware, you can get this replacement standard screw for, I think, 13 cents or something crazy like that. Less than $1. It's worth it, you know, because if you crack the inside of this, then you're going to have to replace the entire oil tank. I mean, I would, you know. Maybe you could put JB Weld inside of there and seal it up, but you know, then you're running the risk of that tensioner cracking the JB Weld too. So just be careful of that. Little tip. All right, back to taking the top off. We've only got 2 screws left before we can take this top piece off. This one. You know, I know some people are like, I've had people send me saws and they're like, man, I tried to take it apart, but I was just stripping screws everywhere, everything's stuck. I'm like, well, were you using a drill? And they're like, no. It's like, well, there's your problem. You know, you got to remember that a lot of these saws haven't been taken this far apart since they've been manufactured, you know, so sometimes you're cracking a screw loose that's only went one direction, and that was 50 years ago. You know, there we go. This will lift right off now. Ta-da! And still, it's actually not that dirty. I've seen way worse. Nice. Nice saw, dude. Nice saw. There's your oiler lever that pushes the pump. Right here. You push on that oiler button. What it does is it pushes this pin forward inside of the pump, which pushes it out here. And those bar plates help spread it into the tracks of the bar and oil your chain up while you're cutting. Pretty simple, really nice design. 245A, baby. Now, we are not going to take the cylinder off. We have no reason to do that. This saw is airtight. It does not need crank seals. It's a very good running saw. We are just doing a restoration, a cosmetic restoration. The saw does not need anything serious. You know, and as you can see, that the piston's in phenomenal shape. Yeah, it's a really good saw right here. And of course, we know it runs from the owner who sent it to me. And also we know that it ran before he got it as well, because there's video proof of that on Empire Workshop's YouTube page. He did a nice cutting video with this saw. So that's where we're at with this. Somehow I got some kind of glass in my thumb. Not sure how that happened. But yeah. Let's get that out. Okay. So there you have it, folks. We've broke it down pretty much as far as it needs to go in order to be properly cleaned out. This sounds crazy, but the next step as far as cleaning goes is literally this sucker's going in the sink. It's going in the fucking kitchen sink, man. And I use a half a can of carburetor cleaner and a whole bunch of different bottle brushes and all that good stuff to clean all the dirt out of here. You know, if there's no need to break the seal, guys, don't do it. If it's got a lot of compression, it doesn't have an air leak, and you want to restore it, don't take this shit off if you don't have to, okay? You know, if you're going to go that far and you have to do it, fine. You can do the same thing, taking the cylinder off and splitting the crankcase in half, you know, but we don't have to do that for this saw. It's really good. So I guess now, because I'm not going to keep streaming and letting you guys just sit there and watch me scrub the fucking thing clean, I guess what we could do now is we could rebuild the carburetor, at least start on it. So let's do that. And we're going to do something about these reeds here. There's stuff all stuck behind the reed pedals. That's definitely going to have to be addressed. I'm sure the last time it ran, it probably was flooding. You know, because it's like they're all wide open. Which is weird. Sometimes you'll only see like one of them is open, but all four of them things are open. Like almost like it was done deliberately. I don't know. Anyway, set that stuff here. What do we need for the carb? We're gonna need this and this. Not this. Back that up out of the way. dirt off of the table. We want a nice clean surface to do this on because you don't want to get any more dirt inside of there. Okay. Carburetor. Let's take the mounting screws out. Crack this off. Yep. Gasket. Looks to be a replacement gasket, maybe. I don't know. Let's see if I can crack it loose with the drill. Too big of a bit, I suppose. Where's my handy dandy scrunch tool? That's me being lazy, guys, using the damn drill to do this. Also me trying not to bore you to death. And you watch me take out each individual screw by hand. But I suppose if you have one of these and you want to know how to do this, probably don't mind. But even if you weren't going to cosmetically restore one of these and you just want to get it running, this is usually what I do anyway when I get them. Oh, guess what? This has a carburetor kit in it. Like, this is a recent replacement carb kit. Definitely. And I know that because Poland did not make these like this, ever. So, maybe don't have to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're going to clean out the carburetor any damn way. Because it ain't going to hurt it. It's a good thing. Let me look at that inlet screen. The inlet screen's kind of gunked up in there. I don't know if y'all can see that on camera or not. There's definitely a lot of debris in it. So, I mean, this was 4 years ago, and who the hell knows how it was being taken care of since then or before. Who knows? So instead of taking chances, we're going to make sure we get it done. We're not going to leave any room for speculating what it needs. We're just going to do the damn work. Like, whenever I just buy one, even if I'm not going to cosmetically restore it, but rebuilding the carburetor and making sure the saw has spark, that's usually going to get it going. Like, unless you know that this saw has a bad air leak or something like that, something obvious, every one of these things, if you buy it off a marketplace or eBay or something, 9 times out of 10, if it doesn't have any huge issues and it just needs a carb rebuild, this is all you got to do. You know, every one of these saws will benefit from this. Rebuild the carb, clean it out, either put a new kit inside or reuse the ones you got, and I guarantee you it'll run. Yeah, see, this diaphragm don't feel too bad here. It's still pliable. It's pretty new. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. But I'll replace it anyway. Let's take this gasket off nice and carefully. We'll as carefully as we can. Sometimes it likes to tear off in layers, and then you gotta sit there and peel off the rest, which I guess I'll have to do on some of it. It's not too bad. Looks like the needle's not moving too good. Maybe it is now, I don't know. It also looks like the metering arm is on an angle. It's not flush. That will also cause problems, and your saw will flood. It's weird, man. Yeah, it's a replacement. Okay. Let's take out the inlet screen. As you can see, it's got a lot of dirt in there. Maybe you can't, I don't know. But yeah, now let's take the jets out. Some dirt on them. All right. Your naked carburetor. We'll clean that out. Our handy dandy gum out, which is like almost empty, so I don't know. You can get this stuff at the dollar store for like $5 a can. So I don't know. Maybe I'll see how much I can get done with it right now, and then go from there. But if not, I guess we'll have to pick up the stream another day. We have been on for a while anyhow. But let's see what happens here. We can get inside of these little tunnels. It's too much. Yeah. That'd be good enough right there. Clean out the jets. I'm seeing carburetor boogies, I call them. Carburetor boogers, y'all. That's when you spray them off, or you spray inside of the little tunnels and channels, and it blows out like a big old chunk of dirt. Seeing some of that going on. I'm nervous about this here. I will tell you that. I'm nervous about how this is going to go. I'm going to flip them over. I'm going to see if flipping them will fix that. Usually it does, but then again, every saw is different. So, let's see. Get that cleaned out. Really quick, let's I'm gonna do that now. I don't really know what's gonna happen. There's all kinds of stuff under the pedals too. It's like wedged under there. Let's see. Oh boy, and these screws are loose too on the reed pedals. hell is that about? Yeah, there's all kinds of like wood chips and stuff stuck under it. One time I actually found the little rubber gasket that the two jets sit through on the top handle piece. I found a chunk of that inside of here. Like, I guess it fell off inside of the carb box, and the carb sucked it right into the reeds, and the guy's like, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with the saw. It's just dying and it's not getting gas. And when I opened it up and saw that, I was like, well, there's your problem right there. You know, a piece of the gasket went inside of the friggin' reeds. It's pretty wild. All right, let's see if flipping this will solve this problem. It usually does. Very rarely will you actually have to like bend them manually. I don't advise doing that anyway, and the reason for that is because they're not going to bend like you think they will, and they will snap. They do not just bend, they will snap before you think they would. You know, and I know that from experience doing it myself a few times before I learned that that wasn't a good idea. Don't be bending on these reed pedals. You can a little, I guess, but just be super careful if you have to. Get one of these screws back in and we should be able to get the rest. Let's get that threaded a little. And they're such tiny screws that they can be a pain to get in. There's one. So far, so good. It don't look too bad right now. Like, actually. Get in there. See, I got such big fat fingers, and I'm trying to get this tiny screw into this tiny hole. There we go. I will tell you already that looks like it's done quite a bit of difference. Yeah. See, guys? Now I have to do that to the other ones. The top, the left side. Actually, the bottom one's fine. The bottom one's closed right here. It was this one that we just flipped. You see it's closed now? It's nice and closed. Just like the bottom's closed. Now we got to fix that and this, and it should be good. Same thing. So I guess instead of y'all sitting here watching me put a carburetor kit in here, you've seen me do this a million times, I'm sure, if you've been on this channel before. I guess I'll just end the stream here, and I'll pick back up on this saw after we get it cleaned out and everything. As y'all can see, here's the crankcase. Get you a good look at the before. All that dirt, all this stuff, even the stuff that's inside of here and behind here, we're going to get all that out, and then we will get it prepped for paint, and I will show you guys that process, I guess. As far as the tops go, honestly, I'm not sure that I'm going to paint the tops. I'm not sure that we're going to paint the tops, because the tops are actually perfect for what we're going to be doing with it. Again, we're not making the saw look brand new on purpose. You know, it's going to be a Leatherface replica, and that thing had a little bit of wear and tear. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching. I love y'all. TCM forever.